You are live.
We are live. Hi, everybody. How are you today? I'm kind of waiting to see it come up on the other side here. It's not quite there yet. So I don't want to ask any tough and difficult questions yet. Oh, there we are. We're on both now. So who do we have here today with us? Venture DuLow, you want to introduce yourself? Can you hear me? Oh, maybe he can't hear me. Can you hear me?
Hold on, I'm
Okay.
trying to get my StreamYard comments to show up.
I'm going to start saying hi then, okay? Flash in the pans in the house. Hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oops, get going. Now I'm hesitated. Bent Fork Prospecting is in the house. Good to see you.
I got echo.
You got an echo. Something else is on then. Zed's Place is in the house. Hello, Zed. CM Family is in the house. Good to see you. I have stuff delaying on the other side too. Are you good? You got it? It's good to see you guys. Thanks for being here on Friday night. Working out a little stuff still. Tell me when you're ready to go. Joseph, it's good to see you. I see you now. Are we
Let's try to
here?
get rid of the echo.
Okay. Are we ready to go yet?
Yeah, I think so. I don't hear an echo no more.
Oh, that's good. Sometimes I think the echo's in my head. Okay, you guys, are you ready to get started? Here we go. Oh, you hear it again? Did you mute YouTube? He's working on his echo. He has an echo to him, and that gets really hard to listen to all night too. Almost. Well, what'd you guys all do today? Well, we're waiting for the echo to go away. Maybe if we make it echo, he can find it better. No, it's on his end, honey. He's hearing an echo at home. So he's trying to sort that out. Yeah, I don't have an echo on mine either. Flash in the pan, how are you? Flash in your pan. Sorry, I always say that wrong. Cal's going to let me know when he's ready. You made bread and ate sandwiches for dinner. You make homemade bread, Joseph, all the time. That's really cool. Almost. All things country. How are you doing? Good to see you, my friend. We're getting Cal and Venture DuLow unechoed. I'm working on the house installing mulch. Oh, it's hot too to work outside. Very hot to do. Well, you guys, tell me what you've been up to all week. We're waiting for Venture DuLow. He's almost there. My sound didn't come on till the ads just now. Oop, we lost him. He'll be back. Sam Family, California weather. Good to. It's supposedly really super hot down there. I don't know that I think our hot weather is more or less gone. It finally got sunny at like 3 o'clock today. Otherwise, it was overcasted this whole day. See, I had to start off today with physical therapy, so I didn't get tons of stuff done. But I went to a place called Comopolis. I always call it the wrong name. And I worked on this. It's a cement path, but I worked off both sides of it today. And that was kind of interesting. I didn't get any great stuff, though. But I did find out that there's a river there to metal detect. And then on the other side is more of the park. The park's actually acres and acres. I didn't realize it. I thought it was just that little strip. Working on a football stadium at the high school. Oh, metal detecting it. That's cool. That's cool. It's not much talent. I just weigh ingredients and the bread maker does the voodoo. And 3 hours later, I shut it off and remove the bread. I've often thought about getting a bread maker, but then at the end, I don't know how much I'll use it because I don't really eat all that much bread. Then came home and cleaned my travel trailer's awning, and I'm getting ready to go for Gold Rush days over at the Labor Day weekend. Oh my gosh, that'll be super fun. Super, super fun. My back is killing me. I feel like my bones are going to crack. Oh, that's not fun. Hi, everyone. Did you have a great day? Valhalla, we did. Valhalla's in the house. Fresh bread is a bomb. I need to stay away from carbs, though. And if I make a loaf of bread, oh my gosh, yes, a loaf of bread and a whole thing of butter, well, gone, absolutely, me too. All things, it would be gone. I'd start off slowly during the day, but man, in no time, it would be gone. Homemade bread, oh my gosh. No, I wasn't metal detecting. Oh, you're remodeling the stadium. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Hi, Kenneth. Good to see you, my friend. We lost Venture DuLow. We'll see when he comes back. He's having technical issue. Halfway through cooking a big pot of spaghetti, power went out. Oh, no, bent fork. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Keep checking the noodles, though, because if the noodles are in hot enough water, it might take them longer, but they usually do get done, which is a really weird thing. So keep checking them. I mean, I'm not a cooking expert or anything, but I know they keep cooking. Otherwise, I'm being bad. I'm having coffee after 6 o'clock at night. That's just bad for sleeping. So tomorrow night, I won't see you guys on Rob's Live. I don't think. Tomorrow night, I have my coin collecting club meeting. So I'm going to that. That's a new thing. Super excited. I've been one time before. This is going to be the second time I've gone. It only meets once a month, but there we go. I'm back. I'm going to be drinking my from my coffee cup soon too. Yeah, but will it be coffee? Right? Maybe it's something else. Oh, how funny. This is what happens a lot of the time in life. Things just don't go quite the way you planned it. So hopefully he'll be able to get back on tonight. Otherwise, we'll probably go an hour and then call it a night. Next week, we have Stuck on You Magnet Fishing, which will be a good interview. I've also been working on questions to be more channel informative too. And then I have my other ones to get to know the person better. So I'm working on my questions. So if you guys have questions to add that you would like to see asked more regular basis, please share those with me. We also have the Bad Idea Lab will be on August 30th. Okay. So August is full and now we're working on September. So if anybody wants to be interviewed, we're into the September months, you let me know. Okay. ATC. You got to get ahead so the bread can cool and polish itself off. My bread is best next morning if it's been in the microwave all night, but completely edible at any point from the maker. Oh, gosh, the warm bread. Oh, so bad. Nice, Joseph. I need a good onion bread recipe. Ooh, onion bread would be super good. Super good. We're in flash. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on tonight. The reason why I chose tonight is because it just works out best for me and my channel. And once we get people up interviewing, the next thing I do is I share you out, and I'm hoping to get people to come and watch the interview and then go to your channel. So it's a continual thing, because I have a lot of people watching my channel after the fact, not when we actually are doing it, but when it's on live. and I want to be able to showcase you guys. So other people, my number one audience is India. And right now they're just going over the backlog of my videos. So they're watching the older videos. So if I can get interviews up with you guys, that means they'll also be watching you. And that's sort of the goal of the whole thing, right? Beard, how are you, my friend? We lost Iron Antler. I don't know if he's going to be back. I think he's working on it. Adrian, hello. How are you, my friend? You guys, we have everything, all the prizes paid up except special appeal. And I talked to her personally, and she still hasn't got back to me. So I don't know what's going on with that. Tonight, we're interviewing Venture DuLow, but he's having a little bit of computer problems, so we'll see if he comes back. I am asking people if they have questions that we can add to our question list, so please do that. Right? Oh, my. For sure. I went today and burnt some stuff, but I didn't go live because I know I was going to go live tonight. I didn't want to do both. Has anybody gone out and done anything fun this last week? Or do you have any videos that are coming up that are exciting? Anything like that? Trying again. He's trying again. It says device not connected, but he's trying. I told you he'd be back. Oh, my late start. Oh, you know what? We can do this too. I haven't done this yet. Oops. Pushing the wrong buttons. I can have YouTube up running the whole time next to me over here and StreamYard here. So it kind of makes it a bit easier. But yeah. He's trying. It says device not connected. Let's see. Let's see what he can do. Oh, my. I'd imagine some recipes just add onions to the hopper. Or onion powder or onion salt. I use my same recipe for raisin bread. Yep, you could put raisins in it and sugar and cinnamon. The other thing you could put in, I think would be really good, is shredded cheese. You could mix that in with it. That would be yummy, I think. I think that would be okay. Does that work? And then you could have cheese bread. Oh, I think he's here. Wait, hold on. Are you here?
Got it now.
You hear me?
I can hear you.
No,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we got everything now.
There we go.
My browser is blocking my microphone.
Oh, there we go. That's not good. Prairie Prospecting is in the house too. Good morning. Good morning. What time of day is it, Kelly?
Good night.
I know. Good evening, everybody. Good night. Good evening, whatever you are. So we have in the house Venture DuLow. Venture DuLow, what is it you would like to be called by people?
Most people just call me Venture.
Venture. That's good.
Yep.
Okay. Who's sitting next to you there, Venture?
This is Alani. You met her before, Wisconsin.
I know, I have. Lonnie, not Alani. It's Lonnie.
Alani.
Is it Alani? Okay.
Yep.
I'm getting confused because my daughter has a friend which is the opposite, which would be Lonnie. And I keep mixing the two up. I think I call her right not even half the time, too. So, Venture DuLow, my friend, what would you like to tell us about your channel?
Well, we're do magnet fishing, metal detecting, ventures about anywhere and everywhere, river walks. I mean, we do mostly outdoor stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We try to do it as a family.
Right.
We got this one out. Then my older son, Zan, which has his own channel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When did you start your channel?
Oh, it was November of 2019, I think.
Yeah, 2019.
Cool. Why did you start your channel?
Because my son said after we were magnet fishing and everything else, we got to put it on YouTube.
Yeah, my son's too.
So we started the channel, and since then we've been trying to keep updated with videos, I should say.
And your niche is more like just adventure. It's not just magnet fishing. It's
No,
other
it's just not magnet fishing. It's going out and doing the rails to trails,
Mm-hmm.
visiting abandoned places, walking the river. Most of it's magnet fishing.
Yeah.
We try to get out and do that a lot. So
Venture DuLow was one of my original inspirations, and I got to meet him when I was in Wisconsin a few years ago. And he's the best guy for getting your magnet unstuck. So if you get your magnet unstuck, that's the man to get a hold of. Hello, Backbreaking. How are you? And Alani is an amazing artist, aren't you, girl? Very amazing artist. She makes things, right? What do you like most about doing your channel?
Most of it I do it just the aspect of is when she gets older, or Zan gets older, or even I get grandkids one of these days, they can look back and see what we did.
Yeah, making memories then.
Yep.
Making memories that are actually recorded somewhere too.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. What do you think one of your greatest finds are?
I'd say environmentally aspect, the greatest find is the 200 some scooters, electric scooters we pulled out of the water within last year to this year.
Wow. That's a lot. Hello, Desert Steve. Good to see you. Yeah, I was wondering about something like that. Do you actually see the guys come pick up your scooters? Or do you
Sometimes we have after we've called them. Usually we call them, let them know the location where they're sitting at and everything else, and they'll come out and grab them. Most of the time, it's within 24 hours after we call, they pick them up, so we're already gone. There have been a few times where we're out and we'll actually see their vehicle drive by and they'll stop and grab them.
Oh, good. You don't actually think that people throw them back in, do you, after you leave?
No.
Oh, good.
We usually take them away from the water as far as we can, off to a parking lot or somewhere away from the bridge, so that way they're not easy accessible, because they're not going to sit there and try to drag them back just to throw them back in.
It has so many scooters, and those are so expensive. I don't understand that mentality, why people do that. Mr. Tully 41's in the house. Hello, good to see you. Careless Whispers in the house. Remember, if you guys have questions for Venture DuLow, please start your question off with 3 question marks so I can see it very easy. And feel free to chime in and ask questions. What is something you really did well growing your channel?
Probably my shorts. That's the biggest thing I've had on my channel. Is once my shorts started taking off, that's when the channel started really moving.
Where are you at right now? How many subscribers?
Almost 6K. Nice.
Very nice. And shorts too. I've been preaching shorts for like 2.5 years now. They're very important. Yeah, I like them. Okay. What advice would you give someone who's just starting their channel?
Just starting the channel is make sure you go out and film before you start a channel. Try to get 5, 6, 7 different times out. That way you're not worrying about, I got to get out and fish. Then I got to try to edit. Make sure you have content that's kind of backlogged, and then you kind of edit as you go, and then just start posting it.
I'm very big on having a schedule and being ahead of the game. So my stuff comes out to members right away, but they're not really on the schedule for a couple weeks out. Okay, so nobody's asking any questions, so I'm going to ask you some fun questions. Let's see, which one do I ask you? Where do you feel most at peace?
Probably when we're outside, enjoying nature and doing what we like to do, our hobbies.
And Alani, what about you?
Woods, I guess. I don't know. Like, creatures into their souls and make them scared.
You know, I remember when she was so little and she's getting to be such a nice young lady.
Yeah.
What animal best represents you and why?
What animal best represents you and why?
These are questions that let us get to know you better, so that way it's just good for your channel.
It's kind of confusing because
what do you think best animal that represents you?
Maybe like lynx or something, because they're like sneaky and I'm like kind of sneaky, and they're Adventurous. I'm not that adventurous, but
Are you sneaky? Don't worry that your dad's sitting next to you. Are you sneaky? How about you, Hunter? What animal best represents you and why?
I have no idea.
a sloth.
A sloth? I'm not
You're
slow.
slow.
I'm not
Is it
that
'cause you're
slow.
old? And you probably have 3 fingers on, even though you look like you have 10, but you probably have 3 fingers on each hand. I don't even know how many
I
fingers
feel
sloths
the
have.
love. I feel the love.
Yeah.
Here's a good question. If you could live in a book, a TV show, or a movie, what one would it be?
Husband Hotel.
What one?
Has Been a Hotel. It's a cartoon.
Oh, Venture, what about you?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, that would be wild, right?
Yep.
If your house was burning down and you could only save one item, what would that be and why? Oh,
This
we'll
right
say
here.
item. It's always going to be your kids. Item. One item. Can't be an animal or a person.
I probably had to get the cats out of the house because otherwise she'd be mad at me.
Yeah, got to get the
I
animals.
think
Yep.
you love it.
You wouldn't be happy about that, huh? Prairie Prospecting says I would never fit in a TV.
Depends how big a TV you have.
Oh, I would never fit in a TV either. Let's see. If you could have dinner with one person, living or dead, who would it be?
Who would it be?
Oh no. One of my friends.
What about you?
I'd say Blackbeard and find out where all his treasure's at.
Oh yeah, for sure, right? Right?
Yep.
I mean, it's so big, right? Would love that. What is one of the? Well, you said the scooters, but what is one of the most interesting finds you've had? Have you had anything that's unique or history or, just different?
Well, unique aspect, I'd say probably the 81 millimeter ordnance I pulled out from our state capitol.
Wow.
I think it was, it's about that big, that long.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes on the screen.
Eyes on the screen. Otherwise, we have. If I get back here. Historical aspect.
Uh-huh. Oh, cool.
19. This one still has a state seal on it, which is over there.
That's cool.
Otherwise, we have another one, which is dropping rust all over the place.
That's cool.
Alani's 1913 one.
Nice.
She found that with a pistol on the same pole.
Oh, cool.
And then my son and I both have this matching numbers for 1912.
Oh, that's cool. To find those.
Really make it out.
I don't think I've found any license plates like that.
These are all ceramic plates.
Oh, neat. So if they're ceramic, how did you get a metal detecting?
They're metal backing.
Metal backing. Okay,
yep,
ceramic.
Metal insert, and they got ceramic on both sides. Which, oops, if I turn it that way, you'll see the white ceramic.
Cool.
That's why they're such a great shape, because they're ceramic.
That's very
in
cool.
the water for 110 years, 111 years.
Yeah, that's a long time. How do you go about picking the places that you are gonna go magnet fish?
We see water, we throw in. Pretty much test out.
Do you look up places? Do you drive around, or what do you?
A lot of time, what we do is like in Grand Rapids, where we normally fish at. We'll just pick a spot and start throwing out, and we'll move around. Otherwise, I get the boat out and we'll just go down the river and see a spot and we'll throw in. And then, like, we go to Lansing and all that, is usually we pick out a spot north of town or south of town, and we work our way north because we're going to be heading north home.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it varies on. I mean, sometimes we have an actual, hey, we're going to hit this spot. We want to see what's going on. And we do that off of Google Maps. We look at the area and everything else, see if we can get on the bridge or if we have to get off the side of the road somehow and try to find parking. But it's all on Google Maps, and then we just plan a route out and we go.
When you pull over to the side of the road and stuff like that, do you ever get hassled for parking here or there anywhere?
Nope. Never had any hassle. Never had a cop say, hey, you can't park here.
Very
They
cool.
usually will pull up. They'll turn their lights on. Hey, what did you guys find today?
Oh, that's cool. Valhalla wants to know what your favorite number is.
My favorite number? I don't really have one.
Hi, Kingfisher. Mine is 9. What is yours, Alani?
What's your favorite number?
2 and 8.
2 and 8.
Yeah.
Kingfisher's in the house. He says Desert Steve says the water part is a challenge out there where he lives.
Yeah, here in Michigan, we don't have to worry about water. You every 15, 20 minutes of driving, you're at water somewhere.
I had a question for you. I don't do as well in streams and rivers. There's just not that much stuff, it seems like, ever. Is there a secret to like getting closer to the mouth and working your way back to the source or anything like that you think would help?
When we do rivers, biggest thing is you got to look at population area.
Yeah.
Like downtown Grand Rapids, every bridge we've hit except for the northern bridge, there's stuff there. Because it's been here since like 1796 is when Grand Rapids was founded.
Right.
So it's people have been there. People have been throwing stuff in the water all the way up till 1976 when they did the Clean Water Act. Everything went in the water. We had a dump right on the edge of the river. So the stuff was rolled in the water from the dump. So all that stuff moves around in the water and just been down there for years.
Yeah. Yeah, I have trouble with that because I guess we're too mountainy. Also, too, we live in a lot of our flood big time. So it's like it all gets pushed out to the Pacific Ocean real fast. And I think a lot of our stuff ends up out there quickly.
Yeah, a lot of your heavy metals usually won't move. They'll usually get lodged or stuck.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm
It's
just
like
not
us,
in the right places.
yeah, like us, we have several dams going down the river. So in between certain spots, you'll find a lot of stuff because it's the dam's a couple 100 feet down, 300 feet down from the river. So the water gets a little deeper there, but most of that stuff when it gets that deeper water, it slows down, so it won't move it. So a lot of the stuff just kind of drops off and stops.
So I just have to get better about finding those deep stop spots. Is probably what I need to do. Hi, Angie. Angie's in the house.
Yeah, we literally just did that on the Muskegon River for the trash bash. Ray and I were on the boat, and we went up river, and there's a lot of shallow spots, and we were only talking 1 foot, 2 foot deep.
Right.
And to find a 6 foot hole that was probably 150, 200 foot long, but 6 foot deep. So I threw out there, pulled out an axe head from the lumberjack days, then several horseshoes that were all, and they were in the middle of nowhere. There's no houses, there's nothing out here. But it was all that deep hole.
I bet I could find that here because logging and stuff has been big here forever. And railroad tracks and all that stuff has been big. And the camps have been washed away and the logging has been washed away. But I'd have to find the holes. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, Joseph always asks this question. He wants to know who you are wearing. I'm wearing Johnny's Corner. I haven't.
DuLow.
I don't wear your shirt anymore, Venture.
I know you said it wore out.
It has holes in it. I have to get another one. After tonight, I'll buy another one. You have merch, right?
No, not yet. I don't have the store set up yet. I need to.
Yeah, you should, because I would buy one tonight then from you.
If you can't tell in my background of my t-shirt collection of all the different channels.
Right. I always wear channel shirts. And if at any time you've given me your shirt and you don't see me wear it anymore, it's because I've actually worn holes in them. And then I'll be out and about and people are watching what I do. And I always say, hey, here's another good channel. And they take pictures and look people up. It's a way of sharing and caring, right?
Yep.
All things, says Joseph, you in that question.
I usually end up wearing other people's hats. When I get hats and everything else, I'm out and about and all that. I don't have any. Actually, I got one in here. I got Shane's in here right now. Ohio River.
Nice.
But most of them are in my back seat of my car in the back window.
Yeah, I do.
I'll throw them out when I'm out.
That's always good too. Let's see. Joseph says I magnet fished and I just caught the beam of the bridge first cast and never got the magnet back. Oh, that's
Did
always
your rope break, Joseph?
You're gonna have to answer that, Joseph. He'll help you.
If your rope didn't break, I'll tell you how to get it off the beam of the bridge.
Yep. See, down we go. Hey guys, 3 question marks if you have questions. Oh, bye. Kingfisher's leaving us. It's like way late at night for him. Let's see. What is your most treasured memory?
This one right here being born.
Nice. More than your son? Or the
Yeah,
same?
we tried. Our son was an oops.
I had one of those.
I mean, he still loved.
Yeah.
We tried for years afterwards, and we couldn't have any. So then this one here came along.
My last one's my treasured one too. She was an oops too, but she was an oops. She wasn't like, I had no clue. I was a little slow. Let's see. How do you want to be remembered?
I have no clue. How you want me to be remembered as? She tried to kill me every day, so.
So when are you guys going to start those daughter and daddy shorts like that one guy does about his daughter who's like, he always calls her Satan or something like that?
Oops, there's a remote.
Now we'll call you for some more. Hey, Neil. Good to see you. Treasure hunting Neil's here.
Yeah, we'll get you back in the screen. I guess basically a person that made the waterway safer and cleaner. And the amount of stuff we've pulled out of that water, we've been on the news several times now for pulling all the stuff out of the water.
Sorry, it was me this time. Oh, why is my thing not working? Oh, there we go.
There you go.
I have to check. Okay. Do you lead with that a lot? The fact that you're out there cleaning the waterways when people ask you what you're doing?
A lot of time. I mean, a lot of people will go by, hey, you're magnet fishing? I'm like, yeah. Otherwise, people stop by and go, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What kind of fish are you catching with that rope?
Steelhead?
Yeah, that's what I was telling them, steelhead. I said they're not biting today, though.
I may have stole that from you. I heard it somewhere. It's yours one, second time I hear it, it's mine. Yeah, I've lately that I've been doing more metal detecting than magnet fishing because the metal detector sits in the back of my car. It's a 2-hour commitment. I'm back home, not totally exhausted. Magnet fishing to me is a 4 to 6 hour commitment. And a lot of time, because I'm by myself, I get very tired. But I did go down to Helios. But I find that when I lead anything off with I'm cleaning the environment, people have no problem with me being anywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was wondering if you did that too.
Yeah, I got the metal detector in the car all the time. I usually have a magnet back there with a bucket. Everything's over out and about, and someone calls me up and says, hey, I just lost my cell phone or I lost my keys in the water or whatever. I have it with me.
How many of those have you been able to return?
We actually just found a cell phone July 23rd.
Yeah.
Zan found it in the water, and the lady actually lost it July 13th.
Wow.
So it was in the water for over a week and a half. He found it. I dried it out, let it sit upright, opened it up. It was an iPhone. I opened up what I could on it and everything else. Everything was dry on it. Threw it on the charger. It charged right up. About a week later, her husband was texting her. The phone is not in service.
Yeah.
I think she had dual phones because it was going to her other phone. So I called the number on it. He's like, "You're crapping me here." He's like, "You found it in the water." She's like, she was doing the Titanic over the bridge and it fell in the water and and everything else. He's like, "It's working." I'm like, "Yeah, it's working. That's how I got your phone number." And we were able to return that phone to him.
Well, the iPhone 15, I couldn't get the guy to say it, but it is titanium. It's supposed to be almost shatterproof resistant and totally water I mean, he says it's water resistant to 20 meters. It's like, if I'm down 20 meters, honey, we have other problems.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to do just fine. Joseph said I read his question wrong. He said, if I magnet fished, he gets stuck on the girder.
Oh,
sorry. Of course I read it wrong.
Yeah, if you ever get stuck on an I-beam on a bridge, a railroad bridge, or any of that you're over top of and it's stuck to it, and it's underneath, you can't see it, grab a 15 to 50 pound weight, tie it to your rope as high up, you pull your rope all the way up, tie it as close to the guardrail as you can, throw it over.
Oh, and that'll do it.
I guarantee you'll pop your magnet off that bridge.
Cool.
As long as your rope can withstand that shock of that weight going down.
Southwest Florida. Hunting's in this house. Swiveler's here. Hello, Swiveler. Good to see you. What other advice do you have for people, especially people who are trying to start out magnet fishing? Because you are very knowledgeable about the whole thing.
Well, if you're just starting out magnet fishing, let's just go in here. If you're looking for a magnet and everything else, they have options out there: single-sided, double-sided, clamp, 360, and if you go with magnetar, you got the cube now. The biggest thing I tell people to do if they're going to start out and they're going to be spending $60 on a kit or $60-$80 on a single or double-sided kit, spend $100 and get yourself the smallest clamp magnet you can, because you will not have to upgrade your magnet right off the bat. And that way you're not sitting there asking people, why am I not catching anything? Because a single-side magnet is designed to be basically dropped off a bridge, and it has to land on top of something to be able to pull it up. Same with a double-sided magnet. You throw it out, it has to be landing on top of it to pull it up. If you use a clamp or a 360, you got a magnetic field around it, and that will actually pull stuff to it or pull the magnet to the item versus have to be on top of it.
Yeah, so, I like clamp and 360. I don't think I'd waste my time with any of the other ones.
I carry a single side with me all the time, a big one, because when we pull up a safe, a filing cabinet, microwave, refrigerator, they lock on better.
Yeah, look at me. That's not happening. I downgraded to the not down. It's not a downgrade. I lightened up to the Helios.
Yes, the Helios is the light magnet with a lot of power.
Right, because I go a lot of places by myself, and if I can't pop it off, there's no one there too. So yeah. Bye, Prairie. See you later. Have a good night. Hello, Bert. Good to see you. Here we go. Stretch before starting to magnet fish. Use a magnet. There we go. Angie says, I would have done the weight drop bit from the rope detached, and it was only my 360 magnet. But it was the only 360. I gotta get. Boom. Boom.
Yeah, I got a 15-pound boat or a 15-pound boat anchor I leave in the trunk of my car all the time.
I have like one of those right out in my driveway. I should throw in the back of the truck. I actually have started carrying my magnets and stuff like that. I was thinking about, I found a couple little bridges and thinking about doing that tomorrow morning because I don't have to be anywhere till like 5 o'clock. So, yep.
I have that. And then if I need it, if I'm like leaving out of a couple hour drive or whatever, I'll throw a 65-pound. It's a round disc that I found with a handle on it and everything else. It's about 65 pounds. I'll throw that in the trunk of my car too. Because like when I get the Poseidon stuck to a bridge, it takes that full weight to get it off.
Yeah. So got your magnet. Besides a magnet, about quality of rope. I mean, I hear people say they get this rope and that rope and then the rope breaks. I've never had a rope break on me. Well,
a lot of those people are out. We've recovered, I've lost count how many. They're using paracord. Paracord and magnets do not mix. One, it stretches, and it stretches a lot. So if you're stuck on something and you're 25 feet out in the water, you're pulling on it, you're pulling 50-some foot of paracord in because it's stretching.
Right.
And then it'll snap because it's not designed for it.
Right.
And then I've had other people go to Harbor Freight or Menards and get this real thick rope that they carry here. Same thing. That stretches like no tomorrow. And then when you're stuck and you put a come along on it, you'll max your come along out because the rope's still stretching.
Right.
So the biggest thing I say is get like with Kratos Magnetics, their rope will stretch, but it's minimal stretching.
Right.
And it withstands, usually most of the ropes that Kratos sells are higher rated than what the magnets are.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I haven't bought anything but Kratos ropes, and I've never had a rope break on me.
yeah. Otherwise, you can step it up like what we use. I have Kratos ropes that we use,
Right.
but I've stepped it up on like my main rope I use is actually climber's rope. It does not stretch unless you hook a car to it, then it will stretch. But
Yeah.
you come along and everything on it, it usually won't stretch.
So
And
another good thing, the weight, the come along, that's another good thing to have, right? Yep. And the right rope, right? Yes. I see people do that with their truck now and then, and I would be our car, and I'd be really worried about hurting the car.
Yes. That's why usually when you pull, you don't want to pull straight on. You don't want to, like, if you say you're on a bolt dock or a bolt launch, you throw out, you're stuck, and you back your car down and pull straight, because if anything snaps, it's coming back to your car. Right. Every time I use the car or a vehicle to pull, I try to pull at an angle, because I'm hooked into a guardrail or something like that, and I usually use an old shirt or coat, wrap it around the rope so it doesn't get caught on the guardrail, and then I pull it at an angle. Because if it snaps back, there's nothing there.
Right.
Vehicle's out of the way, people are out of the way, and it's safety-wise.
Right.
But I very seldom ever pull the vehicle.
Yeah, I would be afraid. Hello, Denise. Good to see you. That's what I would be afraid of, actually hurting the car, because the magnet is so much cheaper than any repair on my car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Way cheaper than any body repair, windows, or anything.
Yeah. And then also, isn't angles part of it, pulling at different angles and stuff?
Yes. If you get stuck, if you threw your rope and you're standing straight with the bridge or the shoreline, you threw it straight and you pull on it, you're stuck. Best thing to do is max your rope out to the left, max your rope out to the right. If that doesn't work, then start bringing yourself in to that center. Because usually any of those angles, and I've even said this to Zan, because he got stuck and lost his magnet in Flint. I said, pull from different angles. He's like, I did. I finally, the next day down, I went down there because he actually lost my magnet, not his.
Right.
He didn't realize he had my magnet. So I drove down to Flint and everything. And he's like, I threw right here. He's like, I pulled from here and here and here. But he didn't go over. There's a boardwalk you can go on. But there's a tree in the way. So I literally tied a pipe to his rope that was sitting there that they pulled out. I threw the pipe out, grabbed the other magnet, pulled the pipe in. It came right off.
Right.
We spent hours down there trying to get it unstuck.
Yeah, sometimes when it just won't move one way, the only way is to go the total opposite. I had 6 guys pulling on my magnet because I was down there by myself, and I kept saying, it's the angle. You're never going to get this off. So when diving on the magnet, I saw where it was hooked. And then so I always carry an extra rope at least.
Yep.
So I can extend to whatever I need. The boys were probably 16 at the time. I swam the rope over to the other side because we were, in a dock situation. Our water here is really clean and not that dangerous. I don't know that I do this over by the ocean, but where we were, it was fine. And the boys, the 2 skinny boys, just went pop and it came right off. And it's angles. A lot of times it's angles, or it's stuck up under something and you have to change that.
Yep. I was fishing over by a dam in Lowell, and I got wedged. I was trying to recover someone else's magnet that got lost. I threw out and got wedged, and I had my come along maxed out, and I bent the actual handle on the come along, trying to get loose. As I said, I use climbing rope. They don't stretch.
Right.
And they're rated for more than what my magnet is, by twice as much as my magnet is. Right. And come along went and do it, and there was a bar with a deck that went outside the river. And everything else. There was a couple kids fishing. And he's like, I've always wanted to fish off that deck over there. I'm like, hey, can you run in there and see if the manager will let me pull off the deck? He goes over, he comes out the door. He's like, hey. So I threw him the rope, and he grabbed it because he saw me pulling. So he grabbed a hold like he's going to pull, and everything just came right off.
Right.
And I maxed better come along trying to get it from that angle. And he was opposite angle of where I was at and was able to get it.
Yeah, you have to be careful with stuff like that too, because I actually was trying to. Okay, I'm an old lady, and I was on a 100-foot floating dock, but the water level was high. And I went to unstick my magnet, and I ended up unhooking the dock, and the dock started to float away.
Yeah, our floating docks are anchored to shore.
Yeah, no, it was unhooked where it was supposed to be anchored on the shore. And this was Christmas Day. My kids came out and helped me, but I'd already unhooked the dock. We're running off the dock because it's floating into the middle of the lake. It was like, we're going to get in trouble for this. And I'm like, I'm not posting this video. But I guess it's not I guess it's happened before because the guys came down and they just blamed the neighborhood kids for unhooking the dock. But, for a minute, she
froze up again.
Nice.
So they say you're AI.
You're back. Here, I'm back. I'm back, guys. She's
AI
a
you can't touch.
person. She's a nice girl. Very nice girl. I've met her in person. She's one of the kids. One of the kids.
Yep.
So the other thing that the Loctite is very important, right?
Yes.
And checking the Loctite. Every so often check.
Well, if you ever pull it with a come along or a vehicle, you're gonna have to re-Loctite it. It breaks your Loctite loose usually every time you do it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
I just every so often I've just checked it, because if I can turn it, it needs to be re-Loctite. Right?
Yes. That's the best thing to do is just check it. I always check it before we go out and everything else. But the same thing is, I've noticed every time I've had to pull it, hard pull to get something loose, it usually ends up breaking the Loctite loose and the magnet will come loose. That happened to me in Wisconsin. I threw out and lost the magnet. So I had to use the backup magnet to find my magnet.
You're really good at that. He's really good at it. The one day I met him, unfortunately, he had to spend all day pulling me off a seawall.
You weren't the only one.
But he was very nice about it. Hey, for the 1500th time, Venture, can you come yank this off for me? And he'd walk over and he goes, doot, doot, and it was off. Seawalls are hard to deal with.
Yes.
Andy says, does your daughter go magnet fishing with you?
Yes, she does.
Yes, she does.
So she found that license plate back here. And the same time she found that, she pulled out a little pistol with it.
That's cool. That's cool.
I can't show those on live, so.
So how many guns have you found?
I've lost count.
Lost so many, right?
I've lost count. In the last
and Alani?
The last 2 weeks, I think I got four or five in the last 2 weeks.
Wow. And do you call them all in?
Here in town, if it's too rusty and it's falling apart, they don't want it. They'll take it and destroy it, but they can't do anything with it.
But you have built up a relationship with the police officers, so you know what they don't want, what they want, right? Yes. So for first timers, I would call the police every time.
The very first gun we ever pulled out of the water, we called it in, and that thing was from 1894. Oh. It was an octagon barrel. And I knew it was old enough. It wasn't ever registered and everything else, but we still called it.
Right.
They said, nope, you don't have to turn it in and everything. I'm like, okay. And then they called me back 15 minutes later saying that the supervisor wanted to come down and get it. I'm like, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
They came and got it 3 months later. I called them about every other week or so as it went through the process to the police department, everything else, and then through the state because they had to go through different departments. We got it back.
That's nice. I never went and picked up the one gun I found. I've only found one gun. And my thing with that is we're in the Pacific Northwest. We don't lose our guns. We don't get them wet. We want them shooting well all the time.
Yeah. Most of the ones we pulled out of the water are all from the 1800s to early 1900s.
That's crazy.
Which back then, the guns were cheap. They jam up. They didn't work. Get rid of it and grab another one.
And seriously, this area where I am back in that same time frame, you had to have your gun. That was like one of the most important tools because something was going to eat you if you didn't have it.
Yeah. And on your question there, the red or blue Loctite, use blue.
What's
it's a lot easier when you got to replace your hardware to break it loose than it is going to be on the red.
What's the difference in between the red? I thought that was a joke. I didn't know there was a difference.
No, it's a strength of Loctite.
Oh.
Red Loctite's stronger than blue Loctite. Red's
So
supposed to be more of a permanent Loctite.
Okay, sorry. Did you say we want blue or red?
You want blue.
Blue.
That's the one that usually comes with all your magnet kits and everything else, because if you have to swap out a cover, which I was looking for to see if I have one in here. Yeah, I do. So if you gotta put a new cover on your Kratos Titan and everything else, and you try to break out old red Loctite that's all wadded up in there, it's gonna be real fun. Usually you gotta use heat to get it loose. Blue Loctite, you can usually snap it and it comes loose.
Hi, Jim Steele. How are you? So how do you feel about magnet fishing with hooks? Because you know me, I always have a hook on my magnet.
Most of the time, what's that?
Don't do what I do. Everybody criticizes me for that.
Most of the time when I'm out fishing, I do not use the hook. I'll use the hook if I'm on something that moves and we can't get it out of the water. Then I'll throw the hook out there. But usually it's after we've done a couple hundred throws out there and I know what the landscape is. I know I'm not going to be hooking into a tree. I don't have big boulders down there it's going to get locked up into and everything else. The scooters we recovered last year at that bridge, we combed it first. We knew the scooters were there. We kept on popping them up and they kept on falling off. So we started combing the area just to kind of feel it. And I mean, I could throw my feet or rope on 100 feet and it was dragging metal all the way through it, that 100 feet.
Yeah.
Pulling it. We had a few I could feel a few trees, but I was able to roll them. So then we hooked the hooks on and we just started pulling the scooter after scooter after scooter out in bicycles.
Right.
That bridge alone, we pulled out 135 I want to say spin, 135 electric scooters and probably 150 plus bicycles off that one bridge.
That's just crazy to me. And see what happens is I get out and I get on those kind of things. And for me by myself, they're just too heavy. Yep. I would love to pull them out.
Well, if you have guardrails, I got a couple of videos I've done it in, especially if you got the tube style guardrail.
Yeah.
You take your rope, you wrap it around once. You can pull up one hand and kind of pull back with the other one, and you can let go, and all the weight is on the guardrail. He holds the rope for me.
And I've done the step on the rope on the ground thing.
Yep.
So you have it around the thing, you pull it. I can use both hands. I pull it, get some extra, and stand on the rope. Then pull it. Yeah, there are bears and wolves here. I have, if you've noticed, last 2 weeks I haven't been out in the backcountry very much. I did have a run-in with a bobcat, but I am weaponed up now. I just don't quite have them yet. I'll get them both after the 24th. I think they're released to me. And I will not be in the backcountry without something. But yeah, there are bears and wolves here. Lots of stuff here. Hi, Scratch Master. Good to see you. Hi, Busby.
Well, bobcat just want to be petted is all it wanted to be.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Huh?
And be fed with fingers.
Yes. So don't want to do that. Oh my gosh. It's so bad. All things said, I pulled out one bike and made a video about it. Now I feel like a dweeb. No,
don't feel that way because there's so many people out. Even when I first started magnet fishing, we pulled out nails and hooks and like, hey, we got something cool and everything else because we started out on the thornapple. There's not much in the thornapple minus fishing hooks, nails, occasional pocket knife that somebody lost or something. I mean, we pulled out metal out of it, but it's not like when we normally go out. We're pulling 1,000 to 2,000 pounds out about every time we go out or more. In the beginning of it, we're pulling out, a pound worth of metal maybe. We found a bicycle. Ooh, cool. We got our first bike. We found our first little Raz scooter or something. I mean, everybody has their niche. Everybody's we've been doing it for 5, 6, 7 years or whatever now.
Right.
So we built ourselves up from learning from what magnets to use because we started out with single and double sided, little baby magnets. Then we moved up, and then someone let me see the 360 magnet and everything else, and I'm like, hey, this is awesome. I gotta get one. And everything else. So I got one of those, and then I got hooked up with Benny from Kratos, and since then it's just been I mean, I got a brand new other magnet company magnet sitting in a box. I bought it brand new.
Right.
I've never touched water with it yet. It's still sitting in the box on the shelf.
See, I wouldn't buy any other magnets but from Benny.
Well, this was before I was with Kratos.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. My first one was Amazon magnet. But once I got into Kratos, I know the cube looks cool. It might be neat, but I can see that getting stuck. And then I went all the way up to the Titan, the bigger one, and they came back. That was before there was a Poseidon. Wouldn't even buy a Poseidon. And then I stepped back because, I kept getting things stuck. And then it's like I only have so many hours out and so much energy. Spend all your time trying to get unstuck. But I've been known as the queen of fishing line. And that's because I usually fish with my magnet and a hook on it. Where I'm planning to go tomorrow in this area, I don't know. So there will be no hook on mine because there's too many logs and stuff like that. This is a big logging place, and I don't want to get the hook stuck on it, lose another magnet. But it is fine.
We just lost Zan's magnet
2 days ago, I think.
Wednesday.
You lost a magnet?
Well, we got it back, but the rope's no good no more. But yeah, he threw out, and we're pulling out scooters. We had a news interview with Fox 47 News.
Yeah.
And he wanted to see us pull up stuff and everything else. So we started pulling up scooters and everything right out of the Red Cedar River. And Zan threw out, and I told him not to throw out. I said, use the magnet, locate a scooter, pull it up with the magnet, then through the other rope with the hook on it, and pull it up. That's what I was doing. I was hooking him with the magnet, and I hooked the hook onto him, then Zan would pull him up for me. And he threw out because he saw one, not even thinking about it, with the hook and magnet on it, threw it out. And as soon as they hit the water, it lodged between a Y of a tree, and it went down in that Y, and the hook got stuck in it.
Oh,
and that tree is 35 feet long.
Yeah.
So
but you never leave a magnet behind. You can't do that. I don't care what you have to do.
We got his rope, we tied it off, and I got a hold of the guy that we do the cleanups with in Lansing. He went up the next morning with a kayak.
And got it.
And popped it. He said he spent about half an hour tugging on it and getting it unhooked from the tree, but he got it out.
Yeah, see, I've taken the kayak to get magnets back too. It's just a different angle thing. Denise, if you want to email me and get a hold of me after November, I would love to go do something with you. That'll be really cool. This is my first flood season, and I probably will be in the heart of flood season, so I don't know what that means. But get a hold of me, okay? My email's everywhere, and I would love to go hang out with you. Let's see, down we go. So we've talked about hooks. We've talked about getting your magnet back, other ways to do it. Magnets, we all both agree, Kratos rocks. I don't care what magnet you use or what magnet you have. Get out there and do stuff for the energy too and cleaning up the environment. But there are things that you'll be more satisfied having, right? Let's see. How do you keep your kids interested and involved? Hi, John Mayo.
They like going out. They like getting out of the house. Zan plans all his stuff. He's an adult now. So he goes out with his friends and other people, with Danny Dip, Jeff from Outdoor Influencer, and then a couple of local guys he'll go out with. And then occasionally, if we got time, we'll go out together. Everything else, we try to at least get out once a week together if we can.
That's good.
I have to say how you keep me interested in magnet fishing exactly in the mic.
What?
Garage sale shopping and magnet fishing and metal detecting.
You're funny. Hi, Step Van Dan. Good to see you. It's been good to watch Zane grow up. It has been good to see him become an adult, hasn't it?
The only store that I know that sells magnets is Walmart or Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight has a square block magnet, which you're not going to get much with it. I have one that I found in the water years ago. I use it to recover magnets that pop off without Loctite on them.
Do you have your link for Kratos? You want to put that up? You can, of course. I'm good. I'm doing good. Put it up. I would actually, I know it sounds, you can get a magnet for $30, $40. You can probably get a magnet for cheaper than that on Amazon or somewhere. But in the end, you're going to be unsatisfied. And if it's the first time you're going out go out, or you've never owned a magnet before, I highly suggest a clamp over anything else. And that's because it gives you a little bit more play to get it unhooked. Okay. But I don't know that I would go down than a clamp. And I wouldn't go biggest. Biggest is not better when you're starting. Would you agree with that? No, bigger.
No, you want to learn magnet safety first before you decide to go bigger.
Mhm.
I see it's like guys that go out by motorcycles. They go out and they buy the biggest, baddest motorcycle they can find out there, and then they get scared of it.
Right.
And everything else, and they end up selling it because they don't ever ride it because they got scared of it.
Right.
That's still with magnets. I see on Facebook all the time where people have two magnets stuck together, and there's thousands of people out there commenting how to get magnets apart.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that tell them to hook two cars to it and pull, hook it to the tree and use a car to. No. The best thing to do is to pull a magnet apart. And Zan and I use Kratos Titans. They're 300 pound magnets.
Mm-hmm.
They're spat together. How much pound is that? 3,800 pounds plus 300 pounds pulling against each other.
That's a hell of a lot.
And everything else. We can literally have one of them stand on the rope and tug, and we got them apart.
Right.
A real quick snap on the rope will pop the magnets apart. That's the same concept as when you're stuck to the bridge beam, you throw a 15-pound weight, it's that snap of that weight hitting it is what pops the magnet loose.
Right. Hi, Chu. How are you? I don't have the same strength him and his son do. So one of the things I do, which is really simple, is I just put, I try and find a piece of concrete like this, and I put the magnets here, and I take a rubber hammer and hit one of them, and it just slides its way down. You know, a rubber mallet. But even the snapping, I have a hard time. I couldn't get two Titans apart. But as far as we're talking safety, magnets love magnets. I'm sure you've heard of my fun day. I was on a live, and I had one magnet on my lap, and I got a new magnet, and it was up here, and I was holding it like this, and the other magnet jumped off my lap and probably went 1.5 feet, and my hand was stuck in between two magnets. And it was not pretty. I mean, I ended up in the ER room and everything, and it smashed my hand so bad that blood was coming out of my fingers. And I don't mean to be so graphic, but nothing ended up broken. It was just a severe smashing injury. But they had my hand wrapped up for 6 weeks or longer. So they are serious. And I, it was way down here and way up here, so I didn't think there was a problem. Magnet safety is serious, especially in the bigger ones.
If you got clamps and 360s, I tell everybody to keep them 2 foot apart.
Yeah.
And then on top of that and everything else is I never grab my magnet. So let's grab this cover again. So I see so many people that go like this with their magnet. They hold it like this.
Right.
I don't do that. I have the eyelet. I got my carabiner. I hold it right here. Because if anything comes up at that magnet, I'm not holding this.
Right.
It's hitting the magnet, not my hand. And I actually have a video short where I'm in Detroit and I pull the magnet up and I brought it down with this hand. I have my hand out here and it goes right against the guardrail. You can hear it go smack against the guardrail between my fingers and the guardrail.
Oh.
And everything else. Just because I had slack in the rope, it was enough to pull the magnet to it.
Mm-hmm. There's and if you have a knife in your pocket, if you have keys in your pocket, you got to be careful with all that stuff in a magnet. It seems like it shouldn't be a thing, but it is a thing. Your phone, your phone too.
Grab your phone too.
Is there any alternative or option on what to use aside from what you normally use for magnet fishing, so that you can do magnet fishing too? I'm confused by that. Hi, Ringo and Zara. How are you?
Well, unless we're talking about size-wise, like Kratos Magnetics, they have, I think it's a Helios is what, 950, 360 magnet?
Yeah, that's what I use, is the 950.
Yeah, they go from 950 all the way up to 4,850 pounds on a 360.
Right.
So if you're just starting out, get the Helios. It's got a lot of pull. It's a tiny magnet. You're going to learn safety with it because you can still take your hand and put that magnet up against the guardrail. It's still going to hold it there. You take a single side or a double side magnet, you put your hand against the guardrail, it's going to slide off. It doesn't have the magnetic field.
Right.
That's why the biggest thing is learn magnet safety first before you go bigger. And then when you go bigger, the magnets become heavier.
Right.
So you got the Helios at like 1.5 pounds or whatever.
It's really
You get
light.
The Titan, which is almost 5 pounds. It's like 4.8 pounds. Then you get into the Poseidon, you're almost hitting 10 pounds.
Right.
So you're throwing that all day long. I mean, we go out for 10 hours a day, normally when we fish.
Be serious. I'm a little not.
And then the Titan is what my go-to. It's an easy magnet to throw all day long. It's 5 pounds. It's enough to max out my rope and everything else. I use the Poseidon in certain areas and everything because we fished it. We know what's in there, or we're getting something that I can't get with the Titan. Then I'll throw the Poseidon on to try to get it out of the water. It's a heavy magnet using all day long, but I have guys that I know personally that use a Poseidon all day long. They throw it all day long for 10 hours a day. That's what they're throwing.
Right. That's all. If you're, you hear a lot about people's shoulders and elbows and stuff just getting messed up because they do that. So you do want to make sure that your magnet, no matter what brand you buy, I know some of the other brands are heavier. Whatever you're going to be pulling up is going to be plus the poundage of the magnet. And I think that's one of the things I like about Kratos is their magnets are light.
Yes.
Okay. Busby says magnet fishing magnets can have dual purpose tools. I used my single-sided magnet and a rope to get a branch out of a tree.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've done the same. I've used my magnet fishing ropes along my carabiners and everything else as I'm cutting down trees.
Yeah.
Because the ropes will withstand the weight.
Yeah.
So I use them to pull.
I have to go mess with my apple tree, so I think I might do that. Thanks for the idea. Timmy Ray's in the house. Hi, Timmy Ray. Good to see you. Two Brothers is in the house. Good to see you, Two Brothers.
How's it going, Two Brothers?
What? Down we go. Tagging, baby. Tagging. That's what Busby says. Okay, so there's that and there's that. Let's see. What else have we talked about magnet fishing? Oh, scrap. Cleaning up places and scrap and stuff like that.
Always
you have a broom and stuff like that to clean up where you go, or what do you guys do?
A lot of time what I do is I use one of our empty buckets. We'll pull up water and wash off the area. Because I mean, you can sweep it up, but you still get the little rust marks when you sweep and everything else. We usually try to take water and just whoosh, wash it all off. Everything else, because the rain will usually end up doing it too. But if you get too much debris there, it won't do it. So we usually try to wash everything down, try to get all the mud off everything. And the scrap is we take everything with us that we pull out as long as I can fit in my vehicle.
Right.
I can't fit in my vehicle. We have most of the locations we go to, we have scrappers. We have local scrappers lined up to come get the stuff.
See, I take everything with me that I can when I go that's not too heavy. But I also have talked to all the parks guys, and they are super excited if I go lean it up against the garbage can.
Yep.
They're like, we come around with our truck, we'll throw it right in the back of the truck and say, this is when I had a car. We're just excited you're pulling it out. So it depends really on your area, but the standing rule is magnet fishing and metal detecting. Leave the place better than you found it.
Yes. And fill in your holes.
Yep. Always. Better than you found it. And it should, they shouldn't know you're there, except I would just talk to a guy from the parks department. I says, look, you don't even know that I've been here. And he says, that's not true. I said, no, I cover my holes perfect. He says, I know when you've been here. I always know when you've been here. And I was like, no way. And he says, yeah, because all the little garbages are picked up. It's too clean. I was like, okay, fine. My guys don't pick up all the individual little garbages. You do all the time when you walk by. But okay, forget it. He's trying to give me a bad time, but I thought that was funny. But if we keep this going like that, where we leave places better, talk to people, be nice to people around you, okay, we'll be able to do this hobby for a long, long time. And I think people wreck it for a few people will wreck it for everybody, right?
Yeah. Biggest thing, if you don't clean it all up and everything else, you're going to have your local governments and everything else, which will pass ordinances saying it's illegal, or you'll have to have a permit for it or whatever. That way they know who's leaving the stuff.
Right. Right. And I don't want to get like the UK. The UK is supposedly really tight on what they can do and not do. I don't want to get that
Yeah,
way.
they got a lot of spots where they can't hit, they can't fish areas and all that. I think of all the places we've ever fished, we've only been kicked out of one spot. And that was because somebody left scrap on the drawbridge, and when it opened up, it fell onto the boat that was coming underneath.
Ooh, yeah, that's bad. Not good. Not good.
Yeah, that's the only spot we've ever been kicked out of. And that wasn't even us. It was somebody previous before we got there.
Yeah, see, I've never actually been kicked out of a spot because I'm in the Pacific Northwest, and my answers are always to, what are you doing? Yes, I'm cleaning up the environment. And that always backs them up. Oh, she's going to be an environmentalist. Let's leave her alone. But I always start with that. And I've never been kicked out of anywhere. And where I live right now, there's acres and acres and acres that nobody even cares what I do in. You know, I can get lost for days, which is a big, huge advantage. Because things, you know, you can't do where the lawn is cut and all this other stuff up north, but not here. Here's whatever. How much do they cost, and where can you buy them at, and what size? There's two.
Magnetics right there.
Yeah, at the top of the chat is his 12% discount code and where to buy them. Right at the top. Look up Kratos Magnetics. What else is in that thing?
Magnetics LLC.
LLC. Okay.
If you just Google it and type in Kratos Magnetics, it'll pull up the website.
It'll come up. Yeah. Really
Otherwise, I don't know if you have them in your videos, but every one of my videos in the description, there's a link. You just click on it, and it brings you right to the website.
Mine has that too, but go to Ventures and check that out. There's other magnet fisher magnet companies out there, and I would never knock any of them. Okay, I wouldn't do that. Whatever magnet you use. Just Venture DuLow and I have had very good luck and repertoire and everything with Kratos Magnetics.
Yeah.
When I first started, none of the other guys wanted to even talk to me. None of the other companies would even respond. And Vinny responded right away. And he was like, yeah, come on board. And gave me a discount code and all that when my channel was super little. And the other guys were like, the ones that who did contact me back says, no, talk to me when you're over 5,000. I was like,
yep.
Never mind. I won't talk to you then. And I'm not asking for free products. I don't get anything donated free when I give a magnet away or metal detector. It's on my own dime. And that's because I don't want the loop. So when I sit here and tell you that Kratos Magnetics is a good guy, good place, good company, it's not because I'm in the loop. It's just because they are, right? Yes. There's no financial tag there. Let's see. But you can spend a lot on magnets.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking at a Titan, I think they're $200 now. I think for a Titan, beside them, it's like $250 or so, or close to $300 now. I mean, the price of neodymium has gone on the rise with electric cars.
Right.
It's used in electric vehicles. So ever since the government's been pushing electric vehicles, the price of neodymium has been going up.
Right. And I would go for the Titan or Poseidon if you've done it. There's what's the other one? There's Helios. No, there's one in between Helios and Titan.
I don't know. I haven't been out of the loop on those ones.
Yeah, I know. There's one in. No, I can't remember the name. 360. But if you've never done it, I get a clamp and a smaller clamp to start with, knowing that you're gonna move up. But don't go for the two big ones. Oh, you will not be happy. It'll be a bad experience the first time it gets stuck.
Yeah. I mean, a 1,400-pound clamp magnet's a real nice magnet. That's what she used for the longest time, was that 1,400 clamp. Now she's using the 2,400. I think it's the Athena.
Yeah.
The 360.
Mm-hmm.
So she's been using that one.
Hi, Tin Man. Hi, Georgianne. Down we go. Who else do we miss?
Hi.
Hi. Got to get our highs in. If you guys have any questions, please 3 question marks. Come on and join in and help me ask questions. You guys are part of this, so I don't want you to ever feel like you're ignored. Tin Man says
for this one here, the Loctite again. Yeah, Kratos, some of the kits have came with Loctite. I don't know if Benny's been included it with all the kits lately or not.
Yeah.
But I know I've gotten a few of them with the Loctite in the kit.
Yeah, I've always gotten the kit with Loctite.
Yeah, if you don't get the Loctite in the kit and everything else, because some people just buy the magnet. They're like, I can buy a magnet, I can get a rope over here, or I have a rope.
I hate
make
that.
sure you go with a rope that is recommended from like Kratos Magnetics, or because we've gone through this earlier with ropes. Your rope is your magnet's lifeline. So if you got a paracord or a Menards $5 rope that's 100-foot long, don't use it because they're junk. You want something that's going to withstand the pressure of your magnet. So if you have a 3,800-pound magnet, you want a rope that's 4,000 to 6,000, 8,000 breaking strength. Because you're going to be pulling on it. When you get it lodged, you want to get your investment back, that magnet, you got to make sure you have a good rope.
Right. Angie thinks the name of the middle one is Athena, and I think that's right.
Yeah, I think it's the Athena.
Yeah, because it's my granddaughter's name. That's why I should remember it. Question. I don't know if this has been asked, but what is your favorite find?
My favorite find, I like find anything I can find a date on it. So like those ceramic plates I showed earlier, they got a date on them. So I know exactly the year they came out of. No, they're back there now. I did find an ammo can that was completely full with 200 rounds of 223 in it and 100 rounds of 308, along with magazines and everything in it. So the ammo's still usable. The can got water in it just because there's a pinhole rust in it that rusted through and the water got into it. But the ammo itself came out shiny, nice, clean brass. Powder's all dry in it. But that was a nice find there.
What do you do with the ammo that you find? Do you keep it, reuse it? Use it?
So far, like a lot of it that's junk is sitting right here on my desk.
He uses it to decorate his desk.
And everything else. I've had the bomb squad, if we have them out for one of the ordinances or something we pull out of the water. If we got like dead ammo like that, we'll just give it to them. They'll dispose of it. Police station can dispose of it too if you don't want it. But then I have, move over a little bit. Otherwise, like the ammo I pulled out of the can is all sitting on clips.
There you go.
So I can, oops, that one came off. But you load those in your rifle and use them.
Yeah.
So I kind of just decorate my desk here along with like the 50 cals.
Yeah, I have a big container outside of shells because I moved to the country.
Yep.
Like there's shells everywhere. Tons of shells.
Oh yeah. That's all good brass. You can scrap it.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna I didn't know what I was gonna do with these. I was gonna save up a whole big thing, but I think I'm just gonna recycle it. Let's see if who are they? The ATF come and say somebody complains that I put in thousands of empty cartridges in my recycle. So whoever has a guy doing a gun check on the crazy lady in the condemned house. Yes. Somebody said money.
Brass is worth more scrap than steel is, so
I know. I'm just really bad about that. Two Brothers says I use them all. Kratos, Magnetar, Brute Boss, Centurion. They all work in different places. That's what I mean. I just know Kratos because of the relationship Benny has created. So I'm not going to say anything about any of the other companies except that they didn't want to help me out, or they didn't respond when I asked about their affiliate programs. Benny was the only one who did. And that's sort of why I chose Kratos, not because it's a better magnet or anything like that. But I think it's a better magnet. But how would I know? I never tried the other ones except my Amazon cheapie. So I'll never knock anybody else. But I'm for customer service, for the way the companies run, through the type of people they are. They actually come to our events. Benny will come hang out with us at our events and on our lives. And I don't see that with the other magnet companies. And that's why, that's why I have a Kratos. Also, too, I'm not Tin Man. I only need 1 or 2 magnets. I'm great. Tin Man has so many. I'm just teasing you, sweetheart.
One of those vehicles be going down the road and all the cars will be just getting pulled to them.
Get pulled closer. Tin Man, don't you travel with a bunch of your magnets at one time? Oh my gosh. Magnets and metal detectors. It's okay. You got to collect something. Question,
Yep.
Busby. This is Busby's other channel, you guys. If you have not checked it out, it's Busby's True Crime Network. Please check it out. It's his other channel. Question. I don't know if this has been at. Oh, we already did that question. Off I go. Boy, repeat. Oh, so Joseph wants to know Whopper or Big Mac. Dude, Whopper. A Whopper with cheese, minus onion, plus mustard, extra.
Oh, that's gotta have there's an onion on it. It's gotta have
No.
onion.
Yes, it
Yes.
has to have onion.
Answer, and you never know who you're going to kiss later.
That's my wife.
Yeah, but not me. I never know who I'm going to kiss later. So there's no, I'm just kidding. Haven't had a date in 20 years. Sad.
What was your last date?
24
Ringo.
years ago.
I thought it was at least like 3 years ago or something.
Ringo and Zara says that ropes are also water rated. That's cool. I didn't know that. Oh, Angie's hoping to get a new 360 for her birthday.
Yeah, Kratos and all that customer service with Benny and them is it's real awesome. It's real great. They're usually great on the ball. It's quick, fast shipping, and everything. I've gone with Kratos since almost when Benny started with Kratos Magnetics.
Night, Jim. Sleep well. We'll see you later, buddy. So Tin Man says the problem with most CEOs is they don't mix with the people who use their products. That's it. Okay. That's it. And then it's really nice to have Benny's hands in it out with you because he gets to see how things work and he's there to help and he knows things too. You know what I mean? He's the magnet guy. And it's just really nice. Very nice.
Well, he likes the input too. I mean, if you're having issues with a magnet and all that, and you let him know,
Yeah.
he can work out details. We did that with the Titan. When the Titan 1.0, the original Titan came out, which is this cover right here, original Titan.
Right.
It's aluminum and everything else. The new upgraded magnet, the 2.0, is a stainless steel cover. And then it has a bottom cover on top of it to help chip the magnet from if you're in the rocky areas.
Right.
Problem with aluminum ones, they were wearing out real quick.
So he takes our feedback and he's involved and he is always trying to better the products, which is amazing, right? To me, I think that's really great. Ben's the only guy that I know of that does. I've seen other CEOs do that, and that is a former CEO of Brute Magnetics did the video with the Dirty Mag actors. There we go. Georgiana private channel? What are you guys talking about? I had a problem with my magnet and he sent me a new one. Right. Anything that's made anywhere in the world, a certain amount of them will be just defective. Anything that's manufactured is that way. Anything in the world that is.
Well, also you gotta watch your magnets though. Neodymium is it's a soft metal.
Right.
So it will shatter if you throw it on a rock, it will shatter the magnet. So like Magnetar, if you buy Magnetar magnets, they do not come with the cover. You buy the cover separately. So if you grab a Magnetar magnet and you throw it out in a rocky area, your very first roll, you can shatter a $200 magnet that quick. So the $13 cover, $14 cover that they sell is recommended to have. Benny includes them with all his magnets. Then you want replacements, he has replacements.
Right. Doesn't it have some colored ones too now that you can
Yes,
get?
he does have colored ones. Circle coating on them.
Yes, I like pineapple upside down cake, especially the ones Audrey makes. I went and visited John Mayo and Audrey tell Audrey I said hi. She made me a pineapple upside down cake. It was so good. I hadn't had one in so many years. Let's see. Any other questions you guys have, or else I'm going to go back to my weird questions. Is there anything you want to share?
Share?
Yeah, come on. We're talking about all kinds of things about that. Metal detecting. How much metal detecting do you do?
I've done it for years, and I mean years, but probably this year has been the most I've been out in quite some time.
You had a shoulder injury. How's that doing?
Yeah, I had a torn rotor cuff and everything else. It's healing up pretty good. I still can only get it. Yeah. And I'll about that far.
That's good enough to mess up her hair. That's
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, here we go. What's the most dangerous find you have found?
Well, I was with my son when he pulled out the World War II RPG round, which was a live anti-tank round, which is basically the RPG round is yay big, goes in a rocket propelled grenade. To activate it, you grab the head and you twist it. And it's activated and it shoots out your bazooka. And these were anti-tank round, which is there's a backwards nose cone in it. So when it hits the tank, it has another secondary explosion that will blow through the tank. So we had the bomb squad out on that one, and they said it was a live round, but it wasn't activated.
Wow. You guys, I mean, you know, you guys find these things and they're exciting and they probably boost your views a whole lot and stuff like that. But I'm just like, I just don't want to find those things. I just do not want to find those things. So say I found something like that. What is the protocol that I should do to keep me and those around me the safest?
If you say you pull up a grenade, you pull it up and you can physically see it's a pineapple grenade. I mean, everybody knows what a pineapple grenade looks like and everything else. You physically pull it up, you can see it, you can see a pin in it. Set your rope back down in the water. Don't drop it all the way down. Set it back in the water. Tie your rope off. I always call it not an emergency because it's really not technically an emergency to me.
Right.
Because it's still in the water. It's still safe. It's there. It's out of the way of people and everything else. It's more likely you pull it up and you see the pin fall off of it, then call 911.
Yeah.
Because you don't, now it's could be an active grenade hanging there. But I always call the non-emergency number, let them know that we found an explosive that's in the water and everything else. Sometimes they'll tell us to call 911. So then we'll take the non-emergency and we'll do the emergency. But we always call the non-emergency number because there's more emergencies out there. If someone's having a heart attack, I'd rather have them deal with them than that explosive that's been sitting in the water for 50 years.
Right.
But here, if I'm in within the Lansing, Ionia area and all that, I got the state bomb squad phone number.
Yeah.
One of the sergeants gave his number to me. He's like, you find any more, call me directly. Skip the operators, and they can get to it sooner and quicker.
Good deal.
So, but I always said, call 9-emergency number, leave it in the water, leave it on your magnet, especially if you feel not safe to remove it. And everything else, the bomb squad can come out, they'll pull it up, they'll x-ray it, they'll do what they need to do. If they deem it's safe and everything else, they'll remove it from the magnet for you and everything else. And then they'll package it up and take it away and expose of it. Other areas I've seen it where they've taken it off, go to the field, and they'll blow it up. Sometimes they'll blow it up on the spot. Depends on if it's active and it's a hazard.
Have you ever lost a magnet that way where they've said, yeah, I'm taking the whole magnet, the whole thing? No.
Nope. Well, that RPG round, I literally stood on the magnet and we rolled it because it was cylinder shape. And we just rolled it off the magnet. And then it went in a bucket of water.
I see a lot of channels do that. Put the stuff in the bucket of water.
Yeah.
And what you're telling me, it's better just to lower it back on the water. And
if you feel unsafe, just lower it back in the water where it was at. Because the water temperature is going to be the same. There's going to be no fluctuation in pressure or anything like that that can cause it to explode.
Yeah. Do you find that they want you to call as opposed to say, I think I have something that is because I don't know explosives.
They rather have you call.
Well, it's better
They'd
just
rather have you call and be safe than bring it home and it dries out and it explodes in your house or blows up your garage or.
Yeah. I think that happened to somebody. I can't remember who it was. I've seen some in the past about that. Where it actually blew up something at somebody's house.
A tree.
A tree?
Whacking someone's head and knocks them off. Knock them out.
Her most dangerous find is a tree.
A tree.
I'm surprised you didn't say a spoon.
I mean, I could jam
a spoon can be dangerous too. I've watched spy movies and they've removed eyeballs with spoons before. Come on. Danger.
Come on, Robin Hood said, I'm going to cut your heart out with a spoon.
There you go. Hi, Rocky Mountain. How are you? Good to see you. And Talka's in the house. Very good to see you guys. I just actually looked at the time, and we've been going for almost an hour and 25 minutes. How did that happen?
Time flies. We have fun.
It's good. It's really good.
I fell on the stairs an hour and 35 minutes ago.
So let's see, do you like magnet fishing off? Well, tell me what your favorite place is to magnet fish, and with a boat or without a boat. Do you like being off a boat more than on a boat, or
It depends on where we're at and everything else. Like the Grand Rapids, we fished all the bridges, and we're not the only YouTube channel in town. We have, I think, 6 or 7 other guys here in Grand Rapids area that magnet fish that do YouTube channels. Then on top of that is there's all these people who've seen our videos, see the stuff we pull out. They're hitting all the spots we've been at. So, I mean, every time we're out, we'll see 4, 5, 6 different people in different areas down to the Grand Rapids area magnet fishing. So, I mean, we still got stuff here. It's just like in the UK, is once you start pulling all this big, heavy stuff off, you start removing stuff. You wait till spring after the flooding. All that mud, that soot, the crap that's all on top is gone. Now you're peeling the next layer off and everything else. But it's been like that for years. It's not like it was when we first started. The first year we hit Grand Rapids was 9 tons of steel.
Wow. Man.
Now, I mean, we used to go down there in 10 minutes, fill a 5-gallon bucket. So, I mean, we used to bring 15 buckets with us, spend a few hours down there, fill all the buckets up, bring them home.
Right.
Now you can go down there and it's clean enough to where you can spend all day and you might get a 5-gallon bucket. That's how clean the water's gotten since all the magnet fishers have been hitting it.
That's
now,
great.
If you get away from the bridges and you get out past 100 feet away from all of them, you can pull the stuff out with the boat. So we get down there with the boat every so often and pull up the stuff. The problem is on the boat, if you get something too big and heavy, you're doing this number in the boat and trying to get it up. And sometimes it's easier to have somebody on the bridge and somebody in the boat. And that way, if you get something big like that, they can grab your rope and they can get it.
Right. I'm very balanced in a kayak. I've never not purposely, you have to purposely tip it. If you're taking classes or getting certified, anything with kayaks, they make you go and tip it and get back in and tip it and do all that, the tippy test. But I have never actually tipped my kayak while I've been out there. And I feel very, very balanced of it. But then I'm not using the Titan or the Poseidon or anything like that. I just use little, right? And I always have enough rope that if I feel dicey about anything, I hook on the extra rope, go to shore, and pull it from there. So, yeah, it's a big thing. I was thinking about that because the Fisher has been doing a lot of stuff off boats lately. He was one of my inspirations, too. John Mayo says, I find more trees and 2 bigger things that I can handle. Okay. You find a lot of trees when you're out there?
Yeah.
Do you keep your area secret?
No. Most people know where we're at. I mean, especially when we put the video out. I mean, you can find out exactly where you're at. I used to do that with one of the guys years ago before I had a YouTube channel that fished the Grand Rapids area. You know, I grew up here most of my life, so I know most of the river and most of the shoreline and everything. And he'd lose a magnet. He's like, oh, that one's gone. And everything else. I'd see his video. I'd go down there. I'd recover his magnet. I'd put a comment on his video. Hey, I got your magnet where you want it.
Right.
And everything else. And I did that like 5 of his magnets. Because he kept on losing them, get them lodged on something. He'd break the rope and he'd just leave them.
Right.
So, but I mean, watch the videos. I'm like, hey, I know that spot. Hey, that's behind my shop. That's
right.
So,
yeah. Ringo says train trestles still full of treasures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. A lot of the train bridges around here are still loaded with a lot of the railroad stuff all over the place.
I heard that I never had a trouble here. Our scrapyard will take the spikes and everything, no problem. They don't care. And it's not that they're well, since I moved down here, it's different. Up in Linwood, where I used to be, there is no trains anymore. There's the train that runs up the Puget Sound, and that's it. But almost all the inland trains are all gone that they use for logging. And that's where we get most of our stuff. So the scrapyard never had a problem with me, doing spikes and stuff. Do you find that's a problem where you are at?
Nope.
I
The
heard
scrapyard
that.
I use, they know we made the fish and everything else. We bring all the stuff in, and usually they can. If I get a new guy that hasn't known of me, opens up the back end of my vehicle. Oh, you made the fish because you can see it, you can smell it,
Right? Yeah, yeah, it's
and everything
beautiful.
else. So they've never had an issue with all the railroad stuff we brought in. I mean, I'm not bringing in 16-foot long railroad tracks or anything else. We have those in the water here, but
Yeah.
you can't get them out because they're so heavy.
Yeah, that sounds really heavy. Valhalla, good night. Have a good night, my friend. Let's see.
I have up here with the Crime Network with Lake Michigan. I have made the fish Lake Michigan.
Mhm.
Almost everything I've gone on Lake Michigan's been slag. I haven't been out on a boat at all in Lake Michigan, but anything from the shore has always been just like magnetic slag.
Good night, treasure hunter Neil. I think we should be wrapping this up pretty soon. We still have to do our drawing. Venture DuLow, what would you like? Well, let's do the drawing while you think about this. What else would you like to share with us? Let me just pull this up and we're just going to do it. Did you make a Venture? You made a comment in the.
I've been commenting off of StreamYard.
Yeah, that's okay. It should still it'll pick it up. That's where I'm at. Boom.
I'll do it off my phone too.
Let's see.
Biggest thing,
You think about making a comment, please do.
yeah, the biggest thing is make sure you clean up the area. Don't leave it a disaster. Whatever you pull out of the water, make sure you take it with you or make arrangements to get rid of it. That way they don't make it illegal or make everybody have permits, or you got to go through all kinds of loopholes to be able to do this hobby.
Great. Well, we have only 17 in here. I know we've had more than that commenting. So the picker did its job again. Did not do its job again, but that's okay. Friday nights, remember, you must be here to win. Okay. Hi, Bart Cummins. How are you? I'm going to draw this and let's get this done. This is for $25, and this is not like Tuesday morning. You actually have to be here. And all you people, oh, Talca, perfect. Talca, are you here? Well, let's see if Talca's still here. Let me know. Let me know. It's $25. I can do an Amazon gift card, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, Cash App. So we can get an answer from Talca. And if not, we'll draw again. So why don't you let me know what else you'd like these people to know about you and your channel? Hi, Patty. How are you?
Well, pretty much we're nature pirates is what we are. We go out and steal stuff from Mother Nature. Everybody else is garbage. We recycle it. We make sure it goes in the proper containers or whatever. Clean up the environment, make it better for everybody else and future generations.
Very good. Very good. That's sort of my take on the whole thing is it's not that I'm a magnet fisher or a metal detector or a kayak cleanup person. It's that I'm out there cleaning up the environment, and that's what I can do for the next generation.
Yep.
Yeah, and you'll see where I just I'll be on the side of the road picking up garbage too, because people forget that that's all of our responsibilities. And if we all did it, it wouldn't be so bad.
Well, we do a lot. We do a lot of basically trash basses. Community volunteer where they clean up the waterways. We do the Muskego River Trash Bash every year, which is throughout the whole month of August.
Nice.
So the first Saturday of every August, it's usually about 300 people in kayaks and tubes going down the Muskego River and just picking up garbage through that stretch of river from one boat launch to the next one and everything else. And then all the other areas up and down the Muskego River, anywhere in the watershed they want it cleaned. So we've done that now for, I think we're on our third or fourth year of doing that. We've done several cleanups in Detroit during the Rouge River or Detroit River cleanups during like Earth Day and stuff like that they do.
I'd like to get more involved in that too. That would be a very good thing to get involved in. I'm new in this area, so I hope to get more involved in that because that's a big deal. It really is, guys.
There's I think the WCMA or something like that here local in town that does several cleanup events throughout the year all along the waterways. I mean, the biggest thing is if you can't make it in the water and you don't magnet fish, is basically grab a trash bag and walk around the banks or in the area and pick up garbage. It's going to end up in the water.
Right.
The
If you
rain
have
and wind will blow it in.
Right. If you have a hard time bending over, get one of those picker sticks.
Yep.
I actually magnet fished and pulled up a picker stick. That's why I have one. I didn't have to buy it. I actually got it magnet fishing. But that's in my truck too all the time.
The Muskegon Trash Bash is all through the month of August. If you go to the if you go on like Facebook and type in Muskegon Trash Bash, it'll come bring you to their Facebook page. They got a sign up spot in there. You can sign up. You basically put your information in that sign up, and then you give them an area that you're going to clean up. And then at the end of the month, they'll usually have a thing in there where you'll have to send in pictures of your team or yourself, depends on if you're solo or if you have a team, and basically show that you did the trash bash and everything else. And they sometimes will send a plaque. I got a couple T-shirts at the very end down there.
That's
from
cool.
them.
So it's not like you get together all together. It's you. Do you weigh out your stuff and do that?
Yeah,
too?
I mean, I'm going to take all my scrap in, and because I did it 3 different days so far this month. I've been on the Muskegon River. I'm going to go in, weigh it all out, and send in what I pulled out. Sometimes they ask an estimation of what you pulled up, garbage wise.
That's cool.
That's the same thing with the WMC or WMCA or whatever of Grand Rapids is the same thing. They just estimate the amount of scrap you have or trash.
Cool. We're gonna draw again, guys. Let's see what else. Patty is here. Patty, are you here? Say hello, Patty. I know you're here somewhere. I just saw her. Hopefully she's still here. Else we'll draw again.
Comment in the comment section.
There you go. Tell him what to do. Tell him, do it. If you guys do have questions or you have problems with the magnet, one of the first things you should do, and I'm pretty sure this is true, right, Venture, is tie off your magnet. Don't cut the rope. Yeah,
never cut the rope.
Never cut
I've
the rope.
recovered ropes, or I've recovered magnets that the ropes have been cut on and everything else. But it's like here in Grand Rapids, I have the Magnet Fish Grand Rapids, West Michigan page on Facebook. And usually people post in there saying, I'm stuck at blah, blah, blah location. Right. And I'll get a hold of them. I'll go down and I recover them. I've even recovered magnets where people forgot to tie the rope off and threw them out in the water, rope and all.
Yeah. So if you can tie it off. And remember, check out Venture's channel, subscribe, and that gives you the link to get this man's help. This man can help you. He's helped me a lot. But if you have questions about it or anything, he's there and he's willing to help you. Right?
Yep. I've had people where they didn't Loctite the magnet and it came unthreaded and lost out in the water. And I've said, you take an old garden rake that you have, tie a rope on it, throw it out, drag it because your garden rake's 18 inches long or a foot, depends on what you have. But that's basically reverse magnet fishing. You're fishing for a magnet that way. They'll catch that rake and you got your magnet back.
Right.
I mean, there's other ways.
An idea and experience.
Yeah, but you're 15, 20 foot off the shore and you're wedged in a rock and the water's deep, get some PVC pipe, thread your rope through the PVC pipe and just push it. And it pops it off. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can get them back without losing them. And I can't remember who started it, but it was with me with a hashtag no magnet left behind.
Can I say my personality line now?
Go ahead.
I stalk kayakers.
Max, sorry. Yay, Starlink. He needs to get some more stuff up there for me. Patty, please email me. Make sure you put your name in the title and let me know if you want an Amazon gift card, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle, and the connection I need to be able to give that to you, my friend. Please, it's $25. Let me know which way you need it, and it's the Gmail account scrolling at the bottom. Let me put it right here in case it's not big enough for you to see. It's also in my about page, .com, not .com. There we go. for that. Hello, Squirrel. How are you? Magnet Junkie, how are you? We are just getting ready to say goodbye. I do have interviews for the end of the month, but I'm looking for September. So if any of you guys are willing and would like to be interviewed, please get a hold of me through my email. Magnet Junkie, you need to get a hold of me through my email. I'd love to interview you. Squirrel too. September's open. Anyway, Venture DuLow, I have to say this about you. When I first started magnet fishing, you were like one of my inspirations. I watched everything you did. And then to be able to meet you that time in Wisconsin, that was amazing. I had such a great first year to start off with. You're an inspiration in what you do. You're cleaning up your environment. You have your kids involved. It's a community thing. And thank you so much for coming on tonight. I really, really appreciate it. And you guys, please, if couple people can put up his link quick, please, here, check him out. If not, it'll be on the page of my title for this one. And what would you like to say in parting words, sir?
Well, you don't need the link to put up. All you gotta do is click on the blue name because everybody's a mod in here. So you just click on the name. I just put a comment in there. Makes life easy.
Yep.
Biggest thing is if you're out and about, leave it cleaner than you found it. So that's the best thing for everybody is we're out there to clean the environment, to clean the waterways, make them a lot safer. Because before I magnet fish, I didn't know how much stuff was in that water. And I used to jump in water all the time and go swimming. And now it's like, I think twice before I jump in.
Do you always wear shoes too?
Yes, I wear shoes now.
Always. If I'm on the beach, in the park, anywhere, I don't go barefoot anymore. I was the queen of barefoot. Not anymore.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, like the Red Cedar River, we hit that last year, July, and we're over 30,000 pounds of stuff out of the water on the Red Cedar River.
That's just crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. Okay, guys, we're done. Have a good night. Thank you for being here. I greatly appreciate it. You guys all have a great weekend, and we'll see you around on the other lives. Bye.
You need an ending.